Of tonight's game without the express written consent of Lincoln Memorial University. LMU Community TV and the LMU Sports Network is prohibited. Again, we'd like to welcome our listeners on EYMT TV out of Hazard, Kentucky tonight. That is the sister station of WYMT TV, and we appreciate their coverage of Lincoln Memorial University basketball. LMU, the number 5 ranked team in the latest NABC poll that was released on Tuesday afternoon. They are actually 4th in the media poll. Only 2 losses on the year. The season opener to then nationally ranked King University out of Bristol, Tennessee, and to Bellarmine University, who is still nationally ranked among the top 25 in the latest NABC poll on January 2nd. LMU has gone perfect to this day in South Atlantic Conference play at 14-0. A big win on Saturday here in the Tex Turner Arena. There you see some interesting notes. LMU leads this series 17-3, 10-0 here at home. LMU has won 10 straight versus Brevard in the last meeting, December 14th of 2015. LMU won that one, as we said earlier, 21 points, 88-67. Rail Splitters actually fell behind by 18 on Saturday to Lenore-Rhine before bouncing back through the defensive effort and taking a double-figure win in the second half to remain unbeaten in league play, but it was one that almost didn't happen. Josh Schertz and his team hoping that they can rekindle what they did a year ago, capturing the regular season title and a conference tournament title would be the only thing left to get that they didn't get last year. Emmanuel Terry will have the opening tip against Alex Moe from Brevard. Two of the better big men in the league. LMU will go from left to right to open the first half. Brevard from right to left. We're set to get underway here in Harrogate, Tennessee. Great crowd on hand. You don't see it on the camera across the way, but here on the home side, it is standing room only on the bleachers behind me. Not quite, but pretty close. LMU owns the opening tip, and it'll be Jalen Steele to set it up for the Rail Splitters. Motion offense right out of the barrel for the Rail Splitters. Here's Jarrell Simmons on the right side. Matchup zone by the Tornadoes. Simmons tied up on the way into the paint, and that's going to be a jump possession away to Brevard as Simmons kept it down low on his shooting hip there a little bit too much and had it tied up to taken away. DeMarcus Threet at the point, or at least for the time for Brevard. Backside swing now over on the angle to Williams. On top to Moe. We told you he'd step out and shoot it. Here's Williams on the drive, cut off in the lane, swings it right side. 3 ball off the angle by Bostic, and right out of the gun, the Tornadoes come out shooting. They run the Princeton offense. Extremely difficult to guard, and Josh Schertz has versed his team all week in what to do with this and how to handle it. Got to pretty well forget everything you know about defending normally. Keep your body in front of the defender. Don't get back cut. There's Steele for 3 near the top. No good. Rebound by the Tornadoes, and that's Miles Leathers on the loose ball. He's a player to watch tonight. Leathers down the right side of the elbow. Moe on top. Quick ball movement by the Tornadoes. Baseline drive. Williams gives the bounce pass to the corner. There's the 3 by Leathers. No good. And LMU away with the rebound. Steele runs the transition break. Pulls up at the foul line. Right side swing to Simmons. Baseline to Terry. Terry looks it over. Gives it back out to Steele. Wasn't it really LMU played poorly on Saturday in the first minutes of the game with Lenore-Rhine? They just didn't hit shots, and there's a traveling violation by Emmanuel Terry. A couple of those thrown in the early minutes as well, as they just couldn't seem to get on any kind of rhythm early in the contest. 3-0 Brevard. They hit their opening shot, and they drew first blood on the Rail Splitters. Leathers out on the top. Swing pass to the near side, given off to Williams. Across to the right side, Threet gives it up over there to Bostic. Down low on the block. Going up in traffic was Williams, and a jump possession called. Already a couple of those here early on. That'll be LMU possession. Rail Splitters will be on the road Saturday over in Wingate, North Carolina. That'll be a 4 o'clock tip for Josh Schertz and his team. We'll have pregame coverage following Lady Rail Splitter wrap-up as the LMU women square off against the Bulldogs at 2 o'clock. Webb off the right side, splits the double team. Again, tied up on the way to the hole, and I think they're going to give a reaching foul to Alex Moe. He didn't really like the call right there, and it looked like he had mostly ball. But well, they're going to give it to Bostic, not Moe. Both of them wearing a 4 on their jersey. So Curtis Webb at the line, first time for Lincoln Memorial. He's a pretty good free throw shooter. And there's the jinx early. We'll get that out of the way. Webb on the season, about 87.1%, and I can't believe he missed that one. Hits the second of 2. There it is. Right on cue. Rail Splitters get their first point from the free throw line. Swing to the near side. Williams. Bounce pass down to Leathers on the baseline. Leathers trying to work in against Pinson. Pinson holding his ground, sends a rejection back into the hands of Moe. Out on top. Way to Williams. Slants the left side. He's guarded by Simmons. Gives it on top to Threet. Threet on the bounce to the left wing. Cut off by Webb. Tries to go baseline. Spins his way to the block. Rejected by both Webb and Terry. And that's going to go out of bounds to the Tornadoes on the baseline. For practical purposes, we're just underway here in Harrogate. 17:37 to play as Lincoln Memorial trails 3-1. Leathers off the inbound. Jumper's no good. Rebound Terry. Over to Steele on the transition break. Steele with purpose. The three near the top. Got it. And that'll give LMU their first lead. Jalen Steele, the transfer from Mississippi State, getting the Rail Splitters going from the field, and LMU on top 4-3. Here's Threet across the top, penetrates the left side of the lane, forced to kick it out. Terry with a steal. Terry on the breakaway. Look out, folks. It's coming down. Emmanuel Terry with the monster jam on the breakaway. You don't see many 6'9" guys at this level that can handle the basketball like that, and what a job he does. They say he's kind of a phenom in terms of athleticism. He's just got to put together the mental aspects of the game. Leathers on the dribble drive, up in traffic, and that's an offensive foul called on Leathers. His first, number 2 on the Tornadoes. Lee Burgess already up and off the bench. He's working the officials early. There you see Miles Leathers, good shot of that young man. 6-3 after the dunk by Emmanuel Terry. And again, it'll be Steele that crosses into half court as the Tornadoes will pick him up. And it looks like 2-3 matchup. Pass into Pinson, left side, Webb. Webb puts it on the floor, drives the lane. Trying to give it right side, intercepted there by Pinson, up and in. Terry tried the reverse lay, wouldn't go. And the rebound is tracked down by Bostic in the backcourt. Over to Leathers on the transition break. Leathers holds up on the right wing. And LMU will pick him up in man pressure. Across the top to Williams, left side on the angle to Bostic. Bostic kicks it back out on top to Moe, now right side. Dribble drive by Williams, and a traveling violation on Brevard. Lee Burgess is in disbelief right now. He's pleading his case with the officials as he feels like he was done an injustice right there. I don't know. He may have seen something I didn't, but it looked like a traveling violation from this angle. We're coming up on our first media timeout. 6-3, Rail Splitters. Steele off the wing, long three-pointer, no good, short of the mark. Rebound, batted around a couple of times, and Moe tracks it down for Brevard. Away to Williams on the break. Williams comes straight top of the circle. He'll work off the pick by Moe, now sends him down in the lane. Bounces to the right side, hands off to Leathers. Leathers checked by Steele. Over to Williams, back to Leathers on top. Takes one bounce, gives off left side over to Bostic. Bostic back to Leathers. Leathers to the elbow, on top to Moe. Hand off out there to Williams, or rather Bostic. Left side three by Threet, and it's good. DeMarcus Threet puts in the Rail Splitters, or the Tornadoes' second three. Pinson down the right side of the lane, out to Steele. One more pass in the corner. Here's Simmons for the three ball. No good. Offensive rebound by Pinson, and a foul in the paint, as that's going to be on DJ Bostic, who picks up his second, and we have a media timeout. 15:27 to play here in the first half. Rail Splitters and the Tornadoes deadlocked at 6. This is the LMU Sports Network.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrogate and Middlesboro has your fresh interest at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwiches or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner you're after, choose from a wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches that are all made specifically to order. Serving a crowd, Subway also has sandwich platters, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Be it dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. 368 Catawba Avenue in Harrogate and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro. When you're traveling throughout the tri-states, stay smart at Holiday.
All this month at Appalachian Wireless, you can get any smartphone 32 gigabytes and under for 50% off when you sign up for service, while supplies last. And for those of you who just gotta have more, well, you're in luck, because Appalachian Wireless will also offer select 64 and 128 gigabyte models for 50% off. Wait for it, while supplies last. So don't be left out in the cold, because deals like these don't last for long. See store for complete details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Play first half. We're at the first media timeout. And there you see some of the crowd here in attendance tonight. 25th anniversary of the opening of the Tex Turner Arena. First game was played 25 years ago last night, so this is kind of a historic occasion. LMU's women won their opening game in the Tex Turner Arena. The Rail Splitters did not. First basket scored in the Tex Turner Arena was by former LMU women's basketball All-American Debbie Green. Simmons from the wing, drives the lane, up in traffic, jumper no good. Terry catches it coming off and punches it through for two. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Emmanuel Terry's athleticism has no ceiling. Three off the right side. He's guarded by Webb across the top to Moe. Terry comes out on him defensively. Handoff out there to Rambert, who checked in a few moments ago. Here's Leathers on the drive, kicks it back out of the wing. Now on top and away to Rambert. Handoff right side to Three. Three, top of the circle. Looks right back over to Rambert. No room to shoot to Moe. Now on top, and a shot clock violation. Excellent defensive pressure by the Rail Splitters, and I don't know if you saw it or not, but Dorian Pinson had gone for the steal out there on the top, and if he had been able to pull that one, the house would have come down. 14:44 to play first half, and LMU with a 2-point edge. This is not one of those games that you're going to see a lot of flashy stuff. It's just that Princeton offense is so hard to defend. Here's Pinson in the corner. Webb, long three-pointer, no good. Rebound away to Williams, stolen back by Simmons, and Pinson will reset. Over to Steele. Right side off to Webb. Baseline to Terry. Bounce pass into Pinson. Pinson with an acrobatic bucket as he pirouetted in mid-flight and put it in off the glass. 10-6, Rail Splitters by 4. Off the far wing, it's Williams. Gives across the top to Leathers. Leathers looking to dump it off. Moe getting away with some pushes out there. He's going to be called for it if he gets a third. Leathers to Moe, top of the circle. Left side, down the baseline. Here's Williams, and a blocking foul called on Emmanuel Terry. That's LMU's first foul of the game. They've played relatively contact-free or foul-free here early. Curtis McMillian and Luquan Choice in the lineup for Lincoln Memorial. First substitutions for Josh Schert's club as Webb and Terry go out. So now you're looking more like the original starting five. Inbound left side to Leathers. He'll put it on the floor, gives across the top and away to Williams. They're really showing Moe a lot of respect. Moe dribble drive to the right side, hands off to Leathers. Leathers nearly stripped to the ball. Gives it to Moe, far side of the paint. He's going to try to muscle his way in against McMillian. On top to Leathers again. Shot clock's at 10. Left side, long three, pulls up short. Rebound by McMillian. That was Rambert on the three attempt. Steele trying to go length of the floor. Couldn't get it to fall. The ball's knocked up there and finally comes off as this is Leathers running the break. Leathers tied up on the way in, and that's Blue Choice that caused the jump possession. That'll go back to the Tornadoes. In for Brevard, Omar that's a tough one. I don't even know if I can pronounce that. I know I had it down in Brevard, North Carolina. Darawi, I think is how you pronounce it. Darawi. Jumper in the paint, no good by Williams. Rebound to Simmons. He's trailed from behind. Has it knocked out by Williams. Saves it into Steele. Down to the baseline, Pinson. Cut into McMillian, and McMillian punches it for two. That was done with dirtiness. Beautiful ball movement. I mean, if you could see the look on the face of Dorian Pinson, he just was begging Curtis McMillian to streak down the lane so he could hit him with a pass, and he hit him with a beautiful pass, and he punched it harder than anybody's punched it all night. 12-6 Lincoln Memorial. Brevard with the basketball. Backdoor bounce pass to Leathers. The bucket's good, and Choice called with a harm. And that's what we're talking about with that Princeton offense. They'll backdoor you if they can, and that's what happened right there. Leathers first two, and that'll put him at the free throw line shooting one. Leathers on the year, 62.6% from the stripe. 12:43 to go first half. LMU's lead is cut back to 3 off that basket by Leathers and the free throw. Jalen Steele has a 3 to his credit, but really hadn't had a whole lot of looks yet. Here's Simmons off the right side. They know what he can do as well. Over to Choice on the backside wing. Now the deep corners. Pinson skips it right side over to Steele. Steele comes square. Over to Pinson. Looks down into McMillian, turnaround 5-footer. McMillian, his second bucket. You know, a lot of people don't know what Curtis McMillian can do. He can take over a game. We've seen it happen a couple of times this year. He's very athletic, jumps extremely well, and has a great touch from about 8 feet, 10 feet and in, something like that. He's got a really nice touch around the basket. Crossover by Threet in the lane. No good. Rebound by McMillian. Outlet over to Steele. Steele doesn't have the numbers. Gives right side to Simmons. Baseline drive. Simmons up and in. Doesn't finish. Rebound by the Tornadoes. Williams will trot it across the midline. Slants the right side on the bounce. Looks to dump it off. Calderari down in there. The pass into Williams broken up by Steele. Choice with the takeaway. Up to Simmons. Simmons up and in with the right hand and lays it in off the window. All 5 Rail Splitter starters now in the scorebook as LMU goes out to a 7-point lead, 16-9, with 11:22 to play first half. And our next dead ball takes us to immediate timeout. Off the near wing, this is Rambert. Gives it up to Williams on the wing. Puts it on the floor, gives across the top to Threet. Now backside over to Rambert, underneath, up and in with the right hand. That was Stevie Williams, his first 2 of the game. And now 4 of the 5 starters for Brevard have scored. It's a 5-point margin. Benson off the right side, gives out to Steele. He'll slant the wing. Picks it up, gives right side over to Pinson. Skip past to the deep corner, throw to Choice. He pulled it in with one hand, out to Simmons. 12 left on the shot clock. Pinson trying to split a double team. Over to Steele, 3 ball off the right side, no good. Kicked around in the paint, taken by Threet of Brevard, and he's going to take it all the way to the house for the layup. DeMarcus Threet with his 5th point as LMU has its lead cut back to 3. 10:30 to play first half. Choice off the right side, over to Steele on the far wing. Down in it goes to McMillian, up and in with the left hand. And that's what you do right there. You get them focusing on the inside play, and then that opens things up on the outside, or you go inside and then they kick it back out to the wing. But right now, if you can get Curtis McMillian going, just let him go. Williams trying to back his way in on Steele. Flashes the lane, goes up, reverse lay, no good. Rebound Choice over to Steele on the outlet. Steele doesn't have the numbers. He's forced to hold up. Nope. Pushes the issue, goes in. He's stripped of the ball, and it's taken away by Brevard. Up to Threet, left side wing. Threet penetrates, and a holding foul called on Choice. That's his second. Number 2 on the Rail Splitters. Time out on the floor. 9:50 to play first half. LMU by 5, 18-13. We're back right after this with more LMU basketball through the Lincoln Memorial University Sports Network.
Juggling my family schedule is a full-time job. Between school, dance practice, work, there's little time left to worry about much else. That's why I use real-time banking from Home Federal Bank. With real-time banking, I know that when I make a deposit, the money goes straight to my account. No delays, no waiting, no wondering. And I get to focus on what's important.
Real-time deposits, real-time access, real-time banking. From Home Federal Bank, always within reach.
You can go anywhere. Where will you go? You can be anything. Who will you be? You can say anything. What will you say? Because in the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Lincoln Memorial University. It's time to start living.
A couple of times tonight I had mentioned that Brevard would be dropping out of the South Atlantic Conference after this year. They will, in fact, be playing the conference schedule a year from now. I don't know that they'll be conference eligible, so I was mistaken in that this would be the last time the 2 teams would square off here in the Tex-Turner Arena, but I think it will be the last time that they'll be eligible for conference tournament play after this year. Inbound will come in off the baseline, and now we have a whistle by the far side official to reset the shot clock. Evan Dunham in the lineup for the first time for Brevard, as Dunham is a 6'1 sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. Threet on top. Gives off to Rambert. Jumper from inside the top, and Rambert pulls the Tornadoes to within 3. 18-15 now your score. Tim Pierce in for the Rail Splitters for the first time. Also, Paul Woodson in the game for LMU. Lob down into McMillian, and he is hacked on the arm. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's going to be on Omar El-Dirari. Number 4 on the Tornadoes. They really have done a pretty good job of keeping LMU from getting into the rhythm on the perimeter thus far. LMU has been lighting it up from outside the arc. Simmons, dribble drive, and that ball knocked away out of bounds by Elderari. LMU with only 1 3 here in the first half. They've shot it so well lately, you have to wonder when the drought's going to be. There's a jumper by Simmons off the inbound, and it's good. Simmons with 4. He's averaging about 17, actually 19.1 a game, so he's a long way off that margin. Rambert, swing pass left side. Dunham puts it on the hardwood, drives across the top, gives back to 3. Over to Rambert. Bounce pass down on the block into Dunham. Skip pass to Leathers down the baseline, up and in, reverse layup, too much. Rebound by Woodson. LMU on the transition break. Woodson running it. Over to Pierce. In the corner now to Simmons. Good ball movement. Simmons picked it up a bit early, out to Woodson. Takes one dribble, gives across the top to Webb. Over to Pierce left side, underneath to McMillian. McMillian takes the dribble, kicks it out right wing. Open 3 for Webb off the right side. And Leathers saves it right in the hands of Woodson into McMillian, and there's just team offense. Good ball movement. McMillian now with 8. And LMU goes out to a 7-point lead again with 8:15 to play first half. Down the right side of the lane. Threet tries to throw it to teammate Evan Dunham, and that's thrown out of play. And I think the baseline official is going to overrule and say LMU touched it last, so it's going to go back to Brevard. Josh Schertz in disbelief of that one. That's the kind of call that you usually only get at home, but LMU didn't get it. Inbound to 3. Pierce has got him in man pressure. Gives across the top to Dunham. Back to 3. 3 ball off the left side. No good. Rebound by McMillian. And a reaching foul in the backcourt. Derari with his second. And the number 5 on the Tornadoes as we have another media timeout. 7:55 to play. LMU by 7. We're back with more right after this through the LMU Sports Network.
Whether institutional case good or architectural woodwork, Nolan Products Incorporated of Knoxville has been serving East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and Southeast Kentucky since 1958. From concept to finish, Nolan Products custom builds to the highest quality standards to meet your facility specifications while using only the finest materials available. Nolan Products has been serving and meeting the needs and requirements of general contractors and architects in East Tennessee and surrounding area for more than 55 years. Nolan Products Incorporated, 912 Forsyth Street Northeast, Knoxville.
You can go anywhere. Where will you go?
From Pikeville to Lexington, from Huntington to La Follette, with convenient locations throughout Kentucky, West Virginia, and Tennessee, you'll always feel right at home with Community Trust Bank. We're in your neighborhoods. We are a part of your hometown. And for over 100 years, Community Trust Bank has been there as a trusted partner for all your financial needs. So why not come home to our community? Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust.
A little craziness going on, and the fat heads of Luquan Choice and Emmanuel Terry. Those things ain't cheap. 7:55 to play here first half in Harrogate. Glad to have you with us on this South Atlantic Conference Wednesday night. Webb on the backside wing to the corner now. Pierce takes over. Dribbles his way out and gives across the top to Simmons. Over to Webb. Webb over to Pierce. Pump fake 3. Ball knocked away. A lot of body contact. Threet's going to get it. Webb getting down there, and Threet nearly lost the handle on it. Baseline drive. LMU spread a little thin, and Leathers will slow things down. Back out to Rambert. Right side to Leathers at the hash mark. Moe top of the circle. On the near wing, bounce pass to the baseline. Leathers back to basket. Trying to drive on Pierce. And Pierce is going to be called for the contact. That'll be his first. Only the fourth foul on the Rail Splitters. 7:06 to go. First half here in Harrogate. Inbound drive by Rambert. Had it knocked away. Webb got it. He's fouled in the backcourt. I think that's going to be on Miles Leathers. So Leathers picks up his second. That's number 6 on Brevard, and LMU would be in the bonus on the next foul by the Tornadoes. Only a handful of games remain here at home for the 2015-16 regular season, and really, folks, when you think about it, we're only about 3 weeks away from completion of regular season play, at least in the South Atlantic Conference. Simmons, step back off the elbow, and he puts it in. 6 points for the senior from Acton-Keek, Maryland. 24-15, Railsplitters' largest lead. Been slow in coming. 3 to cross the top to Leathers. Gives it up to Moe out on the circle. And off to Dunham. Dunham looking for an opening in the lane, but he's got that big long body of Paul Woodson in front of him. Woodson contesting, and I think he got enough of it to knock it away. Railsplitters with a takeaway. Simmons across the paint. Out it comes to Webb. Bounce pass baseline to Woodson. Woodson up and in. Tried to dump it off last minute. Ball squirts loose. McMillian got it back, and a 3-second violation on Lincoln Memorial. Clock down to 6:13. That'll get Brevard's Stevie Williams back in the game as Fred Rambert goes out. Crowd just dying for a reason to get into this game. They saw a couple electrifying dunks earlier and one three-pointer, but not a whole lot to cheer about that since then. It's been a very fragmented game. 3 from the corner, no good. That's an air ball. That'll give them something to talk about. Railsplitters with a loose ball and in transition. Webb off the right side, takes a dribble, gives it across the top to Simmons. Now high post away to Woodson, right side back to Webb. Straight away, Pierce, left side over to Simmons, baseline drive, double team, skip pass right side to Webb, the other pass to Pierce, penetrates. Acrobatic layup with the left hand as Tim Pierce comes in for 2. He's had a tough year. We know what he's capable of doing if he gets on track, especially here in the postseason. I'd love to see this guy finish his collegiate career strong from an offensive standpoint. Backdoor bounce pass up and in with the left hand was Dunham. And Paul Woodson's going to be called with a harm as that's his first, number 5 on Lincoln Memorial. So Dunham at the line for Brevard. And he is 53.8% from the stripe this season. First shot's no good. .5:16 to go first half. Scores from around the South Atlantic Conference coming up at halftime. Adam Haley will have that more for you. Second shot's good by Dunham. And that will get DJ Bostic back in for the Tornadoes. 26-16. I don't have their roster in front of me and what they've done this year, but I can tell you that despite all the losses they have in league play, they have been in almost every game they've played all season long. Webb dribble drives the lane, dumps it off with a bounce pass to McMillian that may have been ill-advised. Tight quarters down there for a bounce pass. Opposite end, Williams backed out on the left side by Woodson. Works off the pick by Moe, penetrates the lane. Float pass knocked away, and that's last touch by LMU. As Jalen Steele will get back in for the Railsplitters, and Tim Pierce comes out. Very historic occasion tonight. There's a jumper by Threed off the inbound, no good. Woodson goes up and gets it. There'll be some things taking place at half tonight. Webb off the wing, dribbles his way to the top of the circle. 2-3 matchup now by Brevard. Lob down low, Moe breaks it up. McMillian trying to get the meat hooks on it, can't find it. And that ball last touched by Lincoln Memorial. So Emmanuel Terry will check back in as McMillian will get a break. Both have played well here early on. And really, if you look at the Brevard bench, they don't have a whole lot of size to combat LMU.